Wow, wow, wow. This might surprise y'all. I'm probably tagging this onto tomorrow's video. So this will, by now, it's tomorrow. Hello, tomorrow. Um, I just picked up my medication to prepare for my tooth extractions, and it is probably the most beautiful day that we've had this year. It is definitely, Calgary has experienced the coldest February in 40 or 45 years. But today, right now, it is -6. And it feels to me, it says it feels like -12. It feels, out here in the sun, it feels like +2, +3. It is absolutely beautiful. I'm waiting on a taxi to take me home. And then not too long from now, I go get Pasha. So I may do a little bit more as an addendum to my morning talk. It's amazing what beauty the sun brings to a person, how it can fill our souls. And that's what I've been trying to talk about lately. And I think today's talk is going to be about depression. So if you're feeling it, don't think about pills. Think about sunshine. Think about beauty. Think about things that will make you smile. Get other people to smile at you. Go to the mirror and smile at yourself. Let's work on helping each other. Let's build a new world where instead of looking for a reason to get angry at somebody, let's look for a reason to smile at them. Peace and cheers. Love and harmony. I hope you enjoyed that peek into yesterday. Uh, I get all confused when my videos go over a day. I have a difficulty with time travel. My friends, it is now Thursday morning. It's still only -9 outside. Feels like -14. Kind of a nice morning compared to what we've had. But tomorrow, -20 is a high. So that up and down is a good lead in to what I'm talking about, which I already talked about just a tad on the intro. Let me know below if I should do more encompassing a full day. But I don't always know what I'm going to talk about. Today I want to talk about depression. And again, I'm going to point to Joe Rogan Experience and his talk with Dr. Phil. I'll attach it below. It's only a 7 or 9 minute video. It's a good one. Cheers. And I like his take on depression. Some people might say, why are you quoting Dr. Phil? He's just a TV psychiatrist. Well, because he's one who believes in talk. He's one who believes in conversation above medication. Conversation over medication. In fact, that's kind of what the video is about. Is he talked about two things in it, and I so truly believe in it. Is first of all, depression is not something that you got to look at and say, let's get rid of it. It's something we have to look at and say, is there a reason for that depression? And if there is a reason, we should not be medicating the depression. You know, of course, there are some people with a medical. I think actually my own case fits so well into what he said, because when my doctor saw how depressed I was, he wanted to put me on a bunch of different medicines, and I said no, and he talked me into it, and he said, when you're broken, when you have pneumonia, you don't say, doc, no, I don't feel like going on antibiotics. It saves your life. He says, he told me I needed it. I like Dr. Phil's thoughts. I need the coffee today. I like Dr. Phil's thoughts. The way he put it is, take a look at the person. Look at the situation, not just the fact that they're sad. Look at their lives. If their wife has just left them, mine did. If someone close to them has just died, if there is a true reason to be sad, think about the opposite. If all those things are happening and they're saying, nah, I'm fine, there's something wrong. Most all normal people, when life gets crappy, get sad. So, if that is the case, there may still be a slight chemical imbalance up here, especially if they're severely depressed for a small reason. And that's why he's talking about individualistic. Don't run to, he always says, I want to talk first, not pills first, talk first. Of course, pills help there, but if the pills go on for any longer than 4 or 5 months, they're not meant to help. And as he says, if you're given, for example, I've just been given my first opioids in probably 4 or 5 years. I filled out the prescription. I hope not to take any, but I'm about to go into some severe pain that THC, even at high doses, doesn't seem to do much about, and I'm going in for mouth surgery 2 different times. One time to get rid of 11 teeth, and one time to dig out one that's way down here. There's going to be residual pain. But in his talk about, I ask you to look at Joe Rogan with Phil. There are some great talks about opioids as well. He said, an opioid is absolutely the perfect thing when someone has absolutely severe acute pain. But severe acute pain usually only lasts 2 or 3 days. You need to ensure that if you're offered opioids, that your whole idea, once you take that first one, is to stop taking them. The moment you feel the pain has relieved enough that you don't need them, as he said, Tylenol or Advil should be sufficient to get you through. So if I do have to take 1 or 2 of these to relieve my pain, I probably will. I may not. We will wait and see, but you can bet I won't go beyond a day or 2. I already had that instance last year when I had this out, and this was a hugely painful one, and yet I took 1 pill. 1. The rest got recycled at the pharmacy because I didn't want to. I've been hooked on these things before. I wouldn't say hooked. I was on them for a long time before, and they were almost impossible to get off. So, folks, if you have a depression, if you are depressed, if you've got good reason for depression, and your doctor's throwing you straight to chemicals, go to another doctor. You need to talk. I'm not giving you advice as to what you need, but you need to see another doctor and maybe try to find one that says, hey, before we go to pills, let's go into some really long talk, and let's see if we can get maybe social services to help out with whatever is going wrong in your life. It's the same as my talk about addiction. If you fix the underlying thing that's causing either addiction or depression, and often they're the same thing, if you fix the environment, you fix the problem. We don't need to throw pills at it, and we don't need to throw extra pills at addiction. What we need to do is look at the person's environment and help them help themselves out of a bad situation. I've gone a little longer than usual. Again, friends, if you feel it, give the old thumbs up, subscribe, watch another video. Just do what you please, but remember, the hippie loves you. Peace and cheers. Love and harmony.